Hi Leo, welcome to your new moon in Scorpio reading for November 13th, 2023. New moons bring in new cycles, and you definitely have a new cycle beginning for you, as the trajectory of this reading is number one cycle, a new beginning. So you can't get any more new beginning than that. And I think it's pretty self-explanatory as well. Number one is the inspiration, the impetus, the flame, right? The I, number one, right? I am, I will do this kind of energy. Okay, and your focus for the next 2 weeks is the death card. Okay, this is not a bad card. It is transformation, and this is Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth. Transformations, very deep transformations. This card says change, transformation, ending, and new beginnings. Death is a purifying energy, and I mean, we have them every night. They call them the little deaths when we go to sleep. So we kind of go back to a source, maybe even, and come back the next day into this world, bringing back all the information that we took with us. There's even a physicist, I believe he's a physicist slash philosopher. I can't recall his name at the moment, but Boscovich, I believe, who says that in milliseconds, every cell is coming in and out of existence at a speed that we cannot even fathom. And so we're having these little deaths constantly. So we're constantly rebuilding ourselves and ourselves. And that's why, people say that the law of attraction works, because we're taking that information, we're grounding it into the void, coming back with it, right? So the information you take back and forth is how you're building your reality. So they say. Okay, let's have a look here, what's going on. Okay, I'm going to lay out all the cards first in this column. This first column is where you find yourself at the new moon, or something that you are just beginning around this time. But it is usually something new that we're beginning. And you have a new beginning here, so that's pretty obvious. The second column is you and how you're dealing with the situation. And the last column is the likely outcome, the future potential, and probably of the next 2 weeks, because the full moon is really what sort of closes out this particular cycle. Okay. All right, let's have a look here. Your first column, the Three of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. 3 is a magic number. And there's something to be grateful here with that Three of Cups, because these are the muses. This is the joie de vivre, the joy of life. These are things to be thankful for. These are people, usually women in this instance, but people who hold us up, who celebrate us, and we celebrate them. It's a very celebratory card. And you have 2 threes. 3 is the Trinity, right? It is creation itself. It's the number of creation, which is why it's sacred. And through the help of other people, or through a collective effort, because this is collaboration as well, there can be some interesting creative solutions that come up. You may be taking instruction, you may be giving instruction. Whoever is taking and receiving these instructions are quite happy. There's a happiness with it, there's a gratitude with it, there's a flow of creative, emotional energies It's like a fountainhead of a flow of energy, of creative force. Really nice. This can be something at work, but it doesn't have to be. It can be your creative endeavors if you are not in a creative field already, though everything is creativity, right? Nice. We can do things here with whatever creative force or situation that we're dealing with. This is really nice. This is clarity and taking action through that clarity. It's a yes answer for me. This is my yes card. It's the Excalibur card. It's truth, and only the true can wield its power. So as long as you're being true to yourself and truthful to others, but having clarity and seeing truth in situation is big with the Ace of Swords. It's also my winter timing card. So you may be doing something with the trajectory of the winter time. But it is yes, it's triumph and security. And it is the beginning of an action cycle, meaning that the sword cycle is a very mental cycle and active. And it is a sword, right? So sword can cut both ways. That means that it can be, I mean, it's this the element of air, or the cycle of the sword suit, isn't the easiest thing to get through. All of the suits have their challenges and rewards, as does the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is your mental activity, and sometimes that's one of the more difficult things to deal with, right? How to get your thoughts in order, how to stop thinking negatively, how to rewire the brain. Because if you're so used to thinking in one direction, you created this sort of neuro pathway, highway, where that thought just automatically kind of goes down that direction. And it takes a lot of effort to create that new highway and to redirect the thought in a different direction. So it takes a lot of effort, but it absolutely can be done, and it absolutely should be done, because where thoughts go, energy flows, right? How you're dealing with it? Well, you have that Eight of Swords, and so thoughts can be muddled. You may feel like you can't find a solution mentally, or you can't physically carry out a solution, or you can't even think of a solution with that Eight of Swords. Your hands are tied, your mind is tied, right? You don't see things properly, you don't see things the way. And the number 8 is a lot of power. So you're putting a lot of energy into a struggle that is kind of going nowhere. Or you feel, and the more you struggle, the deeper you go into the mire, right? The deeper you get stuck in the mud. So this card often says, allow for the situation to move back into your favor, to make those decisions, or to make those moves, right? To those actions. This can be something that happens in your daily life, or you may just be, you may be at such a point where you can only deal with your daily life at the moment. You take things day by day with that Ten of Pentacles. Maybe you feel like you can't affect the solutions for the future at this time, right? We're just getting started here. This is just the new beginning of it. So you will be able to take action if you feel like you can't at the beginning of this new moon period. So the Ten of Pentacles is conversations, right? But it's also, if you want to do something, it has to be done correct with this Ten of Pentacles. I believe it's Mercury in Virgo, but it's definitely Virgo related, and Virgo is the small details, right? They do things to the T. They have to be perfect, and sometimes it can be over perfectionism, and so in this case you want to be careful not to try to be too perfect, because it can kind of stunt things, right? It's not right, it's not perfect, I can't put it out there just yet. And so it stagnates, it goes to nothing. There can be financial negotiations. This is also inheritance, so there may be an inheritance that comes to somebody in the family. There's a hierarchy here, so you have the grandparents or the elders, the parents, the child, half of a child there. Find that interesting, and the pets. But there's a hierarchy here with this Ten of Pentacles. It's your community. It is your tribe, right? It can be your family unit, people that you consider to be family. But it's a unit of some sort. But it is also the people that you see on a daily basis, right, within your community. So it's kind of just like the dailies card, but it is stuff that we do on a daily basis, and still we're striving for perfection here, which can stifle things. Yeah, we feel stuck, right? The devil is temptation, but it's also those things, those codependencies that we're holding on to. You can be the antagonist here where the devil is concerned. Maybe you're holding things up. Maybe you don't want to be communicative. Maybe you're holding on to information or something that you're not ready to give up with here, but the devil is the antagonist. And so you want to be careful of that. I am going to pull one more card for this. I don't want to leave you with the devil. The devil opens his hand. He shows you everything, right? So there's no second guessing what needs to be let go, or where we are being tempted, or where we're tempting other people. There's internal agitation and conflict with the Five of Wands. Again, a 5 is that instability, that unstable effort or unstable energy. In this case, it's energy because we're wands, right? That's the fire, again. So we can be judgmental in this new beginning, right? And again, it's not perfect, so I don't want to put it out there. And so things stagnate. It can be something like that. If this is recreational hobbies, I mean, because this can just be a lively debate or some, your recreational activities, right? You could just be like doing your daily stuff, and let's say you play tennis or whatever, and you come up against somebody who's a hard match, right? It's a hard thing, or you're being the antagonist. Maybe you're the difficult person to beat, and it creates agitation. It doesn't have to be dramatic for everyone. The outcome is the Two of Cups and the Judgment card. So we are finding somebody that mirrors our internal desires with the Two of Cups. They can be very different people, but there's just something that they want as well that you want, right? And so we can create a partnership, a union, a marriage. It doesn't have to be romantic, but it is certainly heartfelt with the water energy. There is a unification on one level with somebody. But like I said, they can be very different people. The Judgment card is epiphanies. It is a call to action. It is a regeneration, a rebirth. All of a sudden we know where we belong. We find maybe this partnership, and we're like, wow, okay, all my plans and all my thoughts are coming together. There's some creative solutions to my situation that I'm having a lot of difficulty with, and now I know the direction I'm going in. Now I know with this partnership that things are going to be right. There's a healing, right? There's a healing of something within this situation, within this agitation and conflict that I'm dealing with, or this stuck energy, and now things can flow freely again, that new beginning. And we're looking at a Queen of Swords here. So this can be the partnership that we're dealing with. This is somebody who is probably quite refined. They have a critical point of view. They could be critical, but they can also, that can be a positive thing. It doesn't have to be a negative. There's critical thinking here. She is sharp with her words. She doesn't mess around. If she doesn't like something, she's going to say it. If she doesn't like you, she'll cut you off. It's that kind of energy. But this is somebody who's great with details and very detail-oriented. This is, for me, a Virgo card. And it can be a tough energy, but I think in this case, and that's why I'm saying, like, there's a very opposite energy here, but there's something that matches. And this can be somebody that you're starting this new beginning with. Whether it's work, love, it doesn't matter. Any scenario. This can be somebody that you're partnering up with this new beginning. And it's kind of suddenly I know where I belong. Suddenly I know what my purpose is. It's that kind of energy. Very cerebral, though, with the aces. I mean, with the swords. The Ace of Swords, the Eight of Swords, the Queen of Swords. It's very cerebral. What does Spirit want you to know? You have the universe. This is an extra card in the deck, so I can only read it for you. And I think it sort of relates to the World card. But this is infinite growth. In the negative side, it's decadence. That's the devil. Evolution, possibilities, regression, right? And stagnation. And that's all here. There's the stagnation. Regression can even come in through the devil card, because the devil card is really just kind of like I said, being the antagonist and bringing in a lot of agitation and conflict, either to yourself or to a group situation. But there is some creative solutions and some people around that seem to want to help out the situation. Very nice. All right, I hope things turn out the way you want them to. Many blessings. Thank you for listening. I'll be back in 2 weeks with a full moon reading. Until then, take good care. Bye for now.